Well, hello, hey friends. Looks like I might have not fucked this up today. So let me get flipped over. Hi! Thanks for hanging out again. That was, of course, Making Stuff with Meadows Makers. Probably, arguably, the best researched and most entertaining show on the actual entire station. My name is Crimsonclad. And on Saturdays, I do this show, which is Cyberbuzz Radio. It is a live stream with a lot of fun. Yay! Gandalf is even maybe listening, which is exciting. I've lured in a wizard. But yeah, on Saturdays, I do this show, and it is basically talking about the Hive blockchain, talking about disruptive technology, the retro future, all things that kind of shape where we're going in a decentralized world, in a technological world. And yeah, kind of in this weird dystopian Blade Runner future, we are headed towards much more quickly than perhaps we would like. So, hi to all of you. It's crime time, apparently. Crime time. It probably amounts to much the same thing at the end of the day. Now, how to take a better mental shit. His dudeness. I'm so glad that you that you remember. Yes, we can absolutely discuss that a bit more. Now, and the bumper music. Yeah, it's we have some pretty cool commercials on this station. So I have a couple things to talk to you guys about while people are just filtering in at the beginning of the show, because we always know people never turn up on time. If you're a cool guy who doesn't afraid of anything, you don't turn up on time. Also, for those of you who are watching the video, A, it looks amazing. B, there's my dog's butt. Just, if you need any bonus from today's show, it's that the dog is here. There's his bum. I know everybody gets really excited. Okay, so I have a couple things on the docket today. That's why you were early? Oh, because you needed to take a shit? Perfect. It's good. I saw Melinda pop in, so I know she's getting ready to listen today. She's probably listening over on the website. I want to let you guys know quickly about some of the options you have, because yes, this is a full audio experience, but of course, there is some magical and wonderful video to go with it too. If you want to watch me dance or explain things really awkwardly, or just stare at my dog's bum down in the corner, he's got his little tail flap down, so nobody needs to stare into his exposed butthole. Welcome! Hey, Solo. Yeah, if you want to send me your address, I will send you candy. So let me get through quickly where you can watch the video. We have got, of course, mspwaves.com. You can watch a video there. Hello, Crystal. Good morning. You can watch on my Twitch stream. You can watch... Oh, yeah, that's right, Solo. I do already know where you live. That's wild. I forgot. I haven't sent you bees or anything. See, Solo can vouch for me that I'm not a terrible human that will send you murder in the mail. So you can watch on the website. I have a Twitch stream where you can watch. I think that I hooked up the YouTube correctly today. I took some time this morning. So if one of you guys is willing to watch on YouTube, please try to comment and let's see if it gets fed in here. Because hi, Lazybug. I would love for us to actually have connected chat. One of the best parts of this show is we've got people watching all around the internet, all around the world, and part of the fun of it all is having each of you chatting. And I have fucked that up royally with YouTube. So I am hoping it's gonna work. Same with the Twitch stream. Try and comment from Twitch. Let's see if I've got this all connected at the start of the show. Now, what are we doing today? I am hoping that not working. No! Come on, man. What do you gotta do? This is ridiculous. Son of a biscuit. Son of a fucking biscuit. I don't even know. And actually, weirdly enough, it actually shows that Restream is fully offline. What? What? I don't know, guys. I'm going to have to actually put... Oh! Ah! I did it! Hooray! And yes, openhive.chat workings. And nothing else matters. So the reality is come hang out with me. Let's talk. Let's have a good day today. Let's talk a little bit about Hive stuff. The plan is, if Coin shows up, we're going to talk a little bit about his new game. And part of the reason that I'm kind of bullying him into coming on air and talking about this game is because he is in, fuck you, Ron. He's in a position that I think a lot of people are, and that I want to talk with you guys about, which is specifically interoperability between blockchains. Now, we know at the end of the day, there's never going to be one, only one blockchain. But we also know that Hive encapsulates the ability to do so much stuff. It is an incredible network. Your one wallet address can log you into a range of services, games. And so at the end of the day, it's really gonna matter if we can start allowing people to kind of cross back and forth, use blockchains that solve the problems that they have, use services that they love, and be able to kind of move from place to place. And what we're seeing right now, especially, is a lot of people in the ETH ecosystem, regardless of the ETH 2.0 chain, which should be happening soon. And it's going to matter. It's going to matter. So one of the reasons that I invited Coin to talk to us today is A, new blockchain game for Hive. Very cool. B, one of the most important parts is that it's actually also going to be working with a bunch of ETH stuff, and will specifically be targeted towards bringing ETH users to Hive and allowing ETH and Hive resources to kind of work together. So that's really cool. Games are cool. Things are cool. Hey, Mr. Monk, good to see you, man. So that's kind of the plan for today, but of course, Coin has not showed up yet. So one of the things that we want to do is discuss that. But I thought instead I could also touch a little bit on some of your guys' ideas. I know we do this every few months, it feels like. But I really do want to start talking about different approaches to why Hive matters to you. And so we tried one time, you guys might remember, we had an entire show about it, and we came up with that Hive is a turnkey blockchain made for sharing. Hey, I can see the YouTube comments. I can see the Theta TV comments. I can see Shane has jumped in the live voice chat. Shane, we haven't seen you in ages. It's so cool to see that you're okay. Everybody, oh, fucking Shane. Everybody blame him. Blame him strongly and lovingly. So yeah, Marky remembers that show because everybody was making fun of me and started calling it a turkey blockchain. And and it never really got off the ground. But one of the things that we've always talked about, and one of the reasons that we all love Hive so much, is that it can power almost anything. And so what I'd like to do is start getting people, because we have a lot of turkeys here. Yeah, that's right, Marky. I almost called you Murphy because the dog is here. I almost called Marky Murphy. So the reason that I brought this up specifically today is Powered by Hive is something that I kind of want to start getting just, into your heads, into your minds, into your thoughts. And I kind of want to see if we can get people thinking about this aspect. We know that we've got so many cool games. Gaming is taking off. We know that Ecency has just released another new desktop version. And we know that XP.io, which is of course the new Steam press for Hive, they've got a bunch going on. Crim, please sir, pump Hive. I will do my best, god damn it. All of these things, we know that there's an explosion of building right now. Even having just come through the hard fork, which we talked about at length last week. And kitty girl, that's both adorable and delicious looking. And I would absolutely destroy one of your little cinnamon roll turkeys. But so, I mean, we've had nothing but node issues since the hard fork last week. And if you guys do have questions or comments or stuff you want me to talk about around the hard fork, we can spend a little bit more time doing that because I don't know where Coin is. He was talking to me this morning and now he's just disappeared off the face of the earth like magic. So if he shows up, I'm gonna drag him in and we're gonna hang out together and talk a little bit about blockchain gaming and his sort of ETH back and forth. Make PayPal accept Hive. Crim, please. Actually, Mariano, that's a great comment. Now, here's the thing. I actually did do some poking around and some reaching out around that new thing that's happening with PayPal. Now, some of you guys, I know you're here in the crypto ecosystem. You've heard about this. What the fuck? Crypto, PayPal. I don't want PayPal touching my crypto. Everybody's freaking out. But I think this is an important step in terms of helping normies accept crypto as a valid payment so soon. No PayPal. Yeah, okay. So let's have this discussion quickly because lots of us in the crypto space specifically don't want to use PayPal. We don't like PayPal. We don't want to think about PayPal. We know that PayPal is an evil corporation that will shut down your money and take it away from you at a moment's notice, And that's fine, right? We know that. And that's why a lot of us have ventured into the world of crypto. We want to be able to transact person to person. We want to be able to have a ledger that we know PayPal can't fuck with. We want to have a wallet that's under our control. These are all of the things that make crypto so exciting and so awesome. But, and there's always a big but. There's a dog butt. There's a Crim butt. There's always a big but. The but here is that people aren't coming into crypto quickly enough. And it's not that we're going to hurry them along in any way. But PayPal does represent a huge chunk of the population, the world population, not just the US, not just Canada, not just North America, not just like the Northern Hemisphere. It represents a huge chunk of the world's day-to-day access to purchasing things, either online or, cross borders. That's what PayPal is for a lot of people. Now, we know better right? And some of you probably still have PayPal for things like if you want to make a credit card payment on a site that integrates it. And why is that? It's because it's easy. And so, yeah, PayPal for a lot of people, Mariano, you're spot on. It's normie money. We've absolutely moved some people into a space where they don't really think of cash as money anymore. They think of numbers in their bank account. They think of the ability to just hook up their PayPal to a piece of plastic and then dump it into websites. And so, hey, Guto Sioni. Listen, I don't know how to say your name. Guto Sioni. That's how it is in my mind. That's probably racist and I'm probably going to get canceled, but it's a cool name. So, hey. But yeah, PayPal is normie money. And so it's absolutely fair for a lot of us to be in the crypto space and go, PayPal. That's fair. You're allowed to do that. But at the same time, you're shooting yourself in the foot for your own. I'm getting that's racist emojis in chat. It is. I know. I'm sorry. We have to kind of embrace this. We really do. PayPal can indeed reach all sorts of people that we can't. And PayPal can be that intermediary. Now, one of the things that we think of a lot here in the crypto space is, or at least that I do, I see it a lot, you probably do too, is this is yours to fuck up. And that statement is true, whether it be for, an individual, a business, a blockchain, whatever. It's yours to fuck up. You have all the tools in the world, and the only way it's going to go sideways is if you fuck up. Now, this can actually be applied to PayPal, and this really matters. So keep this in the back of your head. If you are concerned about PayPal, yeah, exactly. Normies, get out! Ree! But listen. If you're concerned about PayPal, you don't have to use it. You're already in crypto. You already know about your keys. You already... Yeah, Mr. Monk, spot on. And now Mr. Monk is also, really entrenched in the crypto art scene. And trying to make it as an artist is a difficult thing day to day as it is. If you have an online shop selling prints, selling merch, whatever, PayPal is your lifeblood right now. But you also know that PayPal can just shut you down in a second. And this is why branching into crypto matters. So here's the deal. You don't have to use PayPal. The fabulous thing is you're in crypto, whether you started in Hive, you started in ETH, whatever, you know how powerful your keys, your wallet, your funds are. You know that. You don't need to be told. I bought a sex toy and they let me return it. What should I do? I see. This is how it's going to be. I will say, completely on a tangent, if you have never watched, I think I've talked about it on this show before, there is a really fun documentary about a company in the UK. And that company is called Love Honey. And they're all online. And they sell sex toys. And the documentary is like a little TV show. And it actually talks about their return program and their returns department. And if you've never watched it, it is fucking hilarious because there are people who literally work in the returns department of a sex toy factory. And they're opening it up and they've got, gloves and masks on and they're like, ugh! And it's, a giant rubber fist or a paddle or a blown out sex doll. And there's something about the commentary of dry British humor while they find something absolutely disgusting returned to them in a sex toy factory where they take back all sorts of things. They have like a no questions asked return policy. And you can see it. I can't remember what it's called, but look it up. It's about a company called Love Honey. It's one of the most hilarious things I've ever watched. And still actually shockingly almost safe for work in that it's just a bunch of people working day to day in a factory with British accents being terrified of slightly used return bum paddles. Highly recommended. Let's come back around to the PayPal thing. So, yeah. Now, FBSLO, Fablislo, I gotta think of a nickname to call you, man. I'm gonna call you Slow, which is not a comment about you personally. Just don't take it don't take it the wrong way. So Slow's saying, I only had PayPal to pay for servers, and then they just banned me because I sold crypto for PayPal funds. And yeah, Mr. Monk, this is where I was gonna go with my next statement. So this is cool. Thanks for dropping this in the chat. Here's the deal. The way that PayPal is going to be handling this, and the way that... You're welcome, Gudo. So here's the way that PayPal has mentioned that they're going to be handling this. First of all, it's not going to be rolling out until 2021. Second of all, you're actually not going to be able to take crypto out of PayPal. So here's the deal. PayPal is going to allow crypto in and out and moving, but they're going to be handling it in all cases, essentially in and out of fiat. It's going to be an on and off ramp to fiat, essentially. And that in that way, you're not even going to be able to transfer it. That's exactly right. Is you're basically going to be able to receive it, hold it. You can hold money in crypto, but you're going to have to change it to fiat to do anything to do with it. And what this essentially is, is PayPal is going to amass a giant fuck off pile of crypto. That's it. That's what this whole play is. Normies, the trade-off that we get as people in this ecosystem, in the crypto ecosystem, the trade-off that we get is people will start hearing about crypto. They'll start really understanding that, oh, crypto is something I can pay with. Not only bad guys use it. That's it. That's the benefit that we get. In terms of converting, hey, Leonis, yeah, they do lie. In terms of what PayPal gets all of the benefits. They are going to start stacking a giant fuck off pile of crypto. It's a very intelligent move on their part. But what it means for us and what it means for people in the crypto ecosystem is that we only have a couple chances to really impress upon people what's happening. But we wouldn't have gotten these chances otherwise. If we didn't have somebody who through PayPal was like, oh, so Bitcoin, if we didn't get that introduction, we wouldn't have had a chance at them anyways. And that's what matters. So when we are in an ecosystem like Hive, when we're in an ecosystem, whether it's ETH or Bitcoin, or I think they're going to be taking Litecoin and one other one as well. What matters is that PayPal does all of the hard work in terms of convincing people that this is the norm. This is normal and this is a thing they can use. The best thing that we can hope for in this situation is that PayPal does all of the work on name recognition. And we know how important name recognition is. But we also know that disruptive technology drives both adoption, like, you know, whether or not it's going to catch on, but it also drives the future. And that's something scary for us too. Whether we like it or not, PayPal really is going to hold some of the control around people coming in to the crypto ecosystem. So, is it a bad thing? It's not ideal. It's not ideal, but they have all the money in the world. And for us who are working inside this ecosystem, what we can do, oh yeah, Gudo. Yeah, Ron, I think Ron's going to have some feedback for you, Gudo. But so in this case, it's going to be really interesting to see where this goes. And it's going to be ours to fuck up. And honestly, it's going to be PayPal's to fuck up. One of the biggest things that we'll see, and probably each of you will see, is whether or not PayPal really and truly, yeah, I meant that mostly as Ron's going to head over to the Theta and take care of what he needs to take care of. But where I'm going with this essentially is that PayPal, how they handle this, how they handle crypto accounts, how they handle communications with customers, is really going to determine how many people stay ensconced within PayPal and crypto, and how many people move over and say, fuck you, PayPal, I get crypto, but I don't like you. And those are the people that are going to be the next wave. That's the next wave. You know how we keep saying, oh, it's early, only 2% of the population has crypto, we're still in the really early adopters phase. Well, that next stage is coming, and it's coming right now, and whether we like it or not, it's coming via PayPal. We are going to have people who discover things through I'm hemorrhaging, listeners. My goodness. Oh, that's what happens when you talk about PayPal in a freedom and decentralized loving chat. The next wave will come through PayPal. The best that we can do is hope that they actually do fuck it up a little bit, that they get the name recognition out there, that they get people's interest, and that they start normalizing the idea of crypto as a payment that anyone can do. And then they have to fuck up a little bit. And we have to swoop in as people in the crypto space. We have to swoop in and say, there's a better way. Let me show you. That's it, right? So I don't think Coin's gonna show up. Guys, I fucking tweeted about this. I talked to him this morning, and the whole plan was that he was gonna talk about his Ether chest game. So since he's not here right now, I thought, okay, do you guys have anything that has come up between last week and this week? Or if you missed last week, do you want to talk a little bit about Hard Fork 24? Do you want to talk a little bit about any questions about nodes and stuff? The puppy has moved. If you're watching the video, there he is. There's Murphy. Everybody loves this. You lost me at ETH. I know. And listen, I don't care what ecosystem you're most in love with. And of course, all of us love Hive. But I made a lot of my money and a lot of my, hey, Root Draws, I made a lot of my money, but I also made a lot of my sort of introductory moves in crypto with ETH. So there's plenty of reasons that it still matters in our circles here for crypto. And certainly, when you think about it, one of the best things that can happen is starting to make cross-blockchain bridges like that. We know Hive can we use Hive to bet on the election? Yes, you can, making stuff. In fact, there's a game going on right now. ETH is like Bitcoin before Segwit. Yeah, I mean, essentially, let's just put it this way. We know that Hive can do a lot of things better than ETH, but we also know that ETH is really well entrenched. They have a ton of people who are exploring new aspects of crypto, and we would be really sort of silly to not try and make these cross-blockchain connections. Now, Mr. Monk knows, and many of you guys know, you are in specifically, say, the art or the NFT realm. Now, ETH forged the way for that. 100%, 1,000%. That whole part of the crypto space is taking off. And so for us, knowing, hey, we can do this on Hive, we're building a new site, we're super proud of it. NFTs are really taking off on Hive, and the blockchain's better suited to it. Perfect, that's great. But just saying that isn't enough. And so having services that do allow you to move freely between the projects that you love, they matter. Now check out Leo. Leo is one of those amazing sort of success stories built on Hive that they're starting to build their own sort of connections. And one of the things that really matters, if you haven't seen it yet, is on Leo, you can literally just click to log in with MetaMask. Now, I don't care if you personally don't like Hive, or I don't like ETH. I do care if you don't like Hive, but to each their own. If you don't like ETH, that's okay. You don't have to use MetaMask. But all of those people on ETH who are like, oh, I already have a lot of ETH, and yeah, MetaMask is so easy, and I hate gas fees, but those people can be absolutely embraced and, enveloped by us. So, I get it. I'm not here to argue for or against the effectiveness with, what ETH is doing and what's to come with ETH. And I think that's what you guys are hearing. But that's not the case. When you are a project, an ecosystem, a community, when you are someone trying to grow and you need people to grow, you don't turn away from the places that people are. If there is a giant group of people, Gudo's back from his timeout, behave, sir. If there's a giant group of people and you're literally trying to reach them, to show them the light, to say, come over here, we've got amazing things for you. If we see them all gathered somewhere, like ETH, and then we say, no. And then we turn away to a crowd of like 10 people, you know what's not going to happen? You're not going to grow. It's as simple as that. So the reality is, Gudo needs attention, not feedback. But it's good. You know, if you want to stay roughly on topic, you are welcome to chat back and forth with me. However, if you pretend to abuse animals to try and gain some really lame clout points on a live stream, then you're probably not going to get what you want. But you could try. Give it your best shot, Gudo. All right. So that's kind of where I stand. And the reality is there's a lot of projects out there that are starting to understand back and forth that it's going to matter. It's very easy to say, I hate your blockchain. I hate your blockchain. We're better. You're the loser. Blah. But right now, we should kind of be turning and setting our sights on, we're going to work together for a little bit, or at least we're going to acknowledge each other for a little bit, because everything we need is out there. And if we're too busy fighting each other, out there and all our opportunities are going to pass us by. So for me, I'm really excited when I see things like easy one-step logins, quick Hive account creation for people with ETH. I love seeing the idea of, well, I do want to be able to buy Hive NFTs, but right now I just have a fuckload of ETH. How do I use it? Just take my ETH. You know, these are good, man. Thank you, Gudo. You and me, we're gonna be friends. I have a feeling, unless you do more dumb shit, in which case, chuck you in the fucking bucket. So here's the deal. We can keep saying bleh, or we can consider that everything is moving towards critical mass for crypto right now. And Hive is included in that, right? I mean, we know how good it is. And we also know what it feels like to be kicked for a long time. And it's a fascinating process, isn't it? It's fascinating. How is it that we are, that we're still sort of so low on the totem pole? And that matters. So for us, it's very silly for us to start throwing the baby out with the bathwater and the users out with the ETH, if you know what I mean. Yeah, and Rudros has a great point. Vitalik talks about Steem and Hive and that fork. Are you running a testnet node with those test tokens as a validator? For what? Solo, did I miss a question? No, I'm not. Right now, I am not at all. I have no time to do anything above and beyond Hive. ETH is a PSO shit for sure. Okay, fair enough. No, I'm not. I'm not Solo. So I actually, you know what? That's a good point. For many of you guys who might have been here on Thursday night, or even last week when we were talking about the hard fork, I was tired. And admittedly, I'm not a likable person when I'm tired. And in general, I'm not a likable person when I'm stressed or I'm overwhelmed. And I have to say, the last couple months with Hive, especially working on top of my full-time career and doing the show and everything else, it gets to you. And I was not in my best self. And I am hoping very much to not rage quit today. I'm starting to get more sleep. We've made it through the hard fork. We've done some cool stuff. We've had a ton of dev liaison. We've had a ton of... well, I'm just putting it out there that this is a fascinating thing that I've never experienced before. And many of you haven't experienced before is, you know, building a blockchain from not scratch, but essentially building a blockchain from scratch, trying to help each other out, constant volunteer work, unprecedented sort of business conditions out in the world, and never fucking sleeping. It's certainly been a challenge. And one of the things that I've never done before is then had a live show and live connection with people like you and doing it under those conditions. So I will admit, in the last couple weeks, these shows have not been as amazing as they could be in the past. And sometimes I am a fucking raging bitch. Or I'm sensitive. So I'm throwing that out there. Today is better. I slept really hard last night. And I'm going to sleep really hard tomorrow. And I'm going to try, and your friend is opening a golden pumpkin. Oh my gosh, is your friend playing Modern Warfare? I just saw that they have a bunch of pumpkins and candy shit in Modern Warfare that I'm going to try out later. But so that's my little disclaimer. But the reason I put it out there is because I personally am starting to feel like there's a little bit of weight being lifted. We've come through the worst part of Hard Fork 24. If you were here last week, we were talking a little bit about how the hard fork went, what went wrong, how we can improve it, what still needs to be done. And we're a week later, and for many people, the node stuff is still gross, but overall, we've started really correcting a lot of problems. And it feels, oh, Rocket League. Nah, I've never played Rocket League. Oh, it looks fun, but So, I mean, for me, that's exciting because we can at least move into this space where we can start really exploring stuff on these shows again. And that was the idea of bringing Coin on today, but the fucker stood me up. So, HiveMind's almost back up to speed. There have been some big changes. There have been. In the last week, there's been like 2 or 3 versions. It's still not perfect. It's absolutely still not perfect. But the optimization is coming. And once that settles back into place for you guys as end users and for all users of Hive, this whole change your node thing will be done. It'll be done for a while. And that's the part that we need because you guys are the experts. You guys are used to this and it still doesn't feel good for you. So it certainly isn't going to feel good for other end users, and it's certainly not going to help onboarding. Yeah, Gandalf is right. There's a lot of improvements, but there's also a lot we can improve, and that matters. Godo, everybody was waiting to see that he got something cool. Your live updates are bad. Just lie and tell us he got something really cool. So, in any case, one of the reasons that I bring this up, one of the reasons that I kind of throw this out there, and yeah, his dudeness, good point. There was an absolute awesome setting that just got put out by Peak D. And Peak D has created a setting. It's not perfect yet, but they are giving it a shot. It chooses the best node for you by using their benchmark system. And I'm going to they've been thinking about user experience. And this is the time that we really have to liaise with groups, with games, with devs, with products on Hive, and to help them think of end user experience. We have the blockchain. We don't care anymore. We just need the services to be great and work. And that's the part that's going to matter. Now, the Noonies is a big set of awards every year for tech stuff. And the tech stuff that they cover, it honestly used to start off with like tech influencer, YouTube blogger, cool new projects, and it's expanded insanely. And yeah, Peak D just won Social Network, Best Social Network of 2020. That matters because one of the things that we've always said, you know what would be really nice is if people recognize that Hive the blockchain is bigger than Hive the blockchain. Like, people need to start really falling in love with the apps. And here's somebody that did. Here is recognition for Peak D. We should be shouting this from the rooftops because they're constantly improving user experience. They're making it easier to enter the Hive ecosystem. Now, for me, since this was sort of my backup topic, and I've got all you guys, you smart cookies here, watching from all around the world and all of the different platforms. Yeah, there is a tweet from the Hive Blocks Twitter that was made about it. So here's the deal. Here's something that I kind of want to talk about with you guys. Is we tried in the past to say, hey, how do we help think differently and rebrand what this blockchain is for? And it comes up a lot. We have a lot of people, especially on Twitter, out there smashing out those hashtags, really laying on thick on the hashtags. And we know that there's certainly a how do we put this? There's certainly a level of effectiveness, and it's not just about enthusiasm. And the biggest weaknesses I see in Hive is that Crim and like 1010 and other people are carrying the bulk of value creation work for the chain. Yeah, and this is definitely sort of where I'm going with this, Root Draws. I think this is very valid criticism. Hey, Lax! So I actually see more innovation and small business development on ETH. Small project management targets audiences off chain and then builds those audiences in. You're exactly right, and I agree with your criticism 1,000 bazillion%. And so Guilty Parties has a dev portal, but we've been saying this even on this show for many years. Here's how we need to start approaching this. Hive is the thing that empowers you to build whatever you want. How do we help remind people of that? And so that was the topic that I kind of wanted to move into today, is I thought maybe I want to see if we can make Powered by Hive stick. I wanted to see if it was possible that we could make Powered by Hive something simple that anytime we're talking about it, or anytime we're thinking about it, or any of the times that we want to sum up all of the Ethan Parker said hello from Wales. Hi, I don't know if we have anybody from Wales before. You might be the first. We've had people from across the pond. I see people who are upside down, people from the top of North America, people from the bottom of Australia. But what I want to see, because we struggled with this. We said, hey, I'm going to challenge people. Crim says take action. Failed horribly. And we keep coming back to get paid for your content and whatnot. And we're slowly shifting around to realize that Hive is very valuable in its censorship resistance, but it's also very valuable in its ownership and, tracking the ledger and all of this cool stuff. I want to see if I could start shifting more of us to thinking of Powered by Hive. Your games, your blog, your, oh, hey, Mechanic. I know you're another Canadian. I want to see if we could start thinking this way. Your data, your streams, your business, your community, Powered by Hive. Your blank, Powered by Hive. This is something that I ideally would love to see us start shifting towards. It might not be perfect. It may not be the tagline, but this join the revolution doesn't work very well. It doesn't talk about what we do. And Solo just started a community on Hive last week. And one of the things that actually was talked about at length during the last dev meeting was how to make communities better, how to take it to the next step, create more private communities, more moddable communities, things like potentially having the community, your having your identity be verified and carried into the community with you. But some of the things that kind of come along with it right now, a fully transparent ledger, aren't as effective. And so this is one of those things that I thought, okay, let's just start. Let's start with the idea of Powered by Hive. Let's see how it goes. Your blank, Powered by Hive, because there isn't much yet that we found that can't be powered by Hive. And so one of the things I was going to do, and one of the things that I recorded that I didn't end up doing because I suck at Twitter and I suck at everything, was I got a great question. And I've been thinking about this. For the last little bit. I got a question. Your porn, Powered by Hive. Why not? Why not? I'm being quite serious, Qua. Your blank, Powered by Hive. Because that's where we're at. Your games, Powered by Hive. Your cards, your art, your store, your blog, your website, your connections, your whatever, Powered by Hive. It really does work. And that to me is probably where we're going to move. There's a lot of discussion inside our community about rewards. We have to move them off the base layer, we have to keep rewards, and we keep getting drawn back into that money argument. Meanwhile, regardless of what happens with that, I have a really itchy nose, and there's no way for me to scratch it with my fingernail that won't look like I'm picking my nose, and it's the worst. So I keep kind of going like this, hoping that it's not going to work. So now everybody thinks that, oh, I see you, Gudo. I do see you. I'm just ignoring you because you have absolutely nothing valuable to add to our conversation. So, I'm sorry, man. Come to Britain. Sure. Absolutely. Sounds great. You guys have stuff? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I'm a big traveler. So someday, maybe. If you're going to be there, maybe not. But we'll see. You gotta step up your game here in chat, and then we'll find out. So here's the deal. I want to kind of put this idea out there because we know this is something that Hive already has, but we just don't communicate it well. And so I want to start coordinating some of the pieces that will pull this together. I want to start coordinating what do we need to make this the truth? How do we get people to come here to the ecosystem and be able to, could you guess? Sorry, it's Polish. So this is also powered by Hive. Yeah, there you go. I want to discuss this. And so one of the big things that I can say pretty truthfully is that I really want to focus on our dev connections. And one of the things that has come up for me through this hard fork is reaching out, finding devs who need help, finding things in our ecosystem and getting them back on track. And I want to start connecting all of us. One of the most powerful things about Hive that we don't focus on enough is that as soon as you get a wallet, as soon as you log in with that wallet, you create it because you want to collect art on NFT Showroom. You don't have a Hive account for anything else. You just want a place to hold your NFTs. But there's something incredibly valuable about the fact that that name, that wallet, that, identity, that ledger is yours, and it's yours across the ecosystem. That matters because all of a sudden, if I have a game and you have a game and you have a service and you have a site, somebody that one of us brings into the ecosystem potentially becomes a user for all of these services. And it's very, very difficult to understand why we haven't capitalized on that yet. And part of it is decentralization is hard. Working together is hard. Competing for businesses and eyeballs and users is hard. User acquisition is hard. But Hive as an ecosystem has this built-in ability to welcome any user from any service to any other service. And that, to me, combined with, censorship resistance or whatever you might be seeking in the crypto space, that is the most valuable part of Hive. Not the rewards. Those are awesome. They're a very interesting way to get someone into crypto, to understand baby's first crypto. Yeah, Gandalf, Justin, exactly. And so to me, my goal, I'll put it out here to you guys first. My goal is different opinions are the worstest. That's right. If your opinion's different than mine, get the fuck out. Or stay until the show's over, but then leave in shame. But the reason that I say this is, okay, I'm going to make this challenge to myself. And this is part of the reason that I love NFT Showroom. It's part of the reason that I love Hive. But who else has 11K Hives? Probably a lot of people in this chat. I do. But I mean, you had to hustle for it. And I know you got there, Justin, so good work. Here's what I kind of think about this. I would like to start with, hey, Shadows Pub, good to see you drop in. I'd like to start with the dev portal because I know if we're going to say, hey, powered by Hive, right now it is not easy to figure out, can I just download this library and these calls and then go? Doesn't quite work like that. Not that easy. And it should be. It should be. That's number one. And number two is I really am hoping that I can kind of collect up people and kind of get some ideas flowing and then write some copy that can be used by anyone for anything that will kind of underline the value proposition of powered by Hive. And I'd like to see even our website evolve. So that's the stuff that I'm going to tackle myself, hopefully in the coming next little bit. But the question that I got asked, and for a lot of the artists, especially like Mr. Monk and Root Draws and Julia, and a lot of the people who are kind of moving around this growing art circle and experience on Hive, the question that I got in DM on Twitter was, how do I use a network to grow my brand? And that is an incredibly corporate sounding question that a lot of people immediately go at in a very Halloween way to everybody watching on the live stream. That's probably going to get capped, I'm sure. Dog doesn't even react. He's out like a light. So the reason that I say, how do you build a brand across a network? Well, think about right now, if you're an artist or a creator or even a collector, because collectors matter too. We know that collectors are often tastemakers. We know that people who curate collections are the people who end up getting followed. Think about what makes a great Tumblr, what makes a great Facebook page, what makes a great Twitter account. And it's a collection of things that are entertaining, that look good, that have a theme, that all kind of fall into a topic you love. Collection and curation does matter in terms of building an audience. How do you use a network for that? And so I kind of wanted to talk about this. And for me, obviously NFT showroom, let's take that as a starting point for sure. And one of the reasons that we work on it, and one of the reasons that we're so dedicated to it, is specifically because it becomes an entry point to the Hive ecosystem. And what Hive offers and what NFT Showroom offers is literally just a first step. It's just a first step. Think about yourself as an artist and think about what you need to grow your brand. Think about yourself as a collector and think about what you need to grow your brand. You can come into NFT Showroom and you can tokenize art or you can collect art. Amazing. But as an artist, Gandalf, recipe for success, don't be ugly and don't be poor. Fair. Very accurate. Unhelpful. So shut up for a second. What do you need above and beyond? You're creating the art, you're tokenizing it, you're collecting it, you have a collection. So now what? What we've traditionally had to do is you need to go wide ranging. You need to get a Twitter, you need to get an Instagram, you need to post on Medium, you need to create a website, you need to put together a Shopify shop, you need to, all of these tools that you need. And, you need to be able to share your name. You go on a live stream with your name and you try and connect with other people to get them to know you. And, all of these things are kind of inherently addressed by Hive. Now, I don't want to say that you have to leave every other one of these tools. That's not true. Every tool that you can use effectively matters. But one of the big things in Hive that we need to tell people is, well, you come to NFT Showroom and you tokenize your art. And then you want to write a blog about it because you know what? The process was fascinating and the steps involved were really incredible and you're super proud of it. Or there's a really important message behind this piece that isn't encapsulated in the listing on NFT Showroom. So I'm going to write a whole blog. And then, you know what? Also, my website, I don't want anybody to be able to, make a website that looks like mine and then not be sure if it's me. So I'm going to use my Hive data. I'm going to use my Hive account. I'm going to use my Hive wallet and then create a website using, say, xp.io that locks all of my publications into the blockchain the second that I make them. And you know what? I actually don't want to be impersonated on Telegram anymore. So I've got a chat option that exists within NFT Showroom or openhive.chat that is linked to my keys. People inherently know it's me. They never have to worry about it. I can connect directly to the people collecting my art or to artists who I want to collect. I never have to worry that they're an impersonator. And when I'm building my community of people who are a big fan of my art or my collection, it turns out that they're people too, and I want to get to know them, and I'm going to play Splinterlands with them. That's cool. It's just like now where we say, oh, well, we can jump on a stream with our favorite musicians or whatever. There is this incredible engagement aspect that grows communities, and every part of it is connected. And what we don't push a lot and what we should be pushing is that on Hive, as soon as you have that account, you can use whatever tools you want. And they're all linked back to your identity. And so if you are an artist, a collector, even just someone who is creating a community around a topic or a love or just a way to build a space that allows you to get a lot done with people from all around the world. There you have it. And so, yeah, Rudras is saying the best use for reward pool, but you have to onboard people. And that's my point, is we are starting to see quite a bit of onboarding, say through NFT Showroom. But what we have to do is start getting dApps to work together. We have to start getting things that are being built working together and discussing, hey, if you join, you also open up potential for all of this. And that's going to matter. That's definitely going to matter. So that's what's in my head when I hear powered by Hive. That's what my sort of takeaway of censorship resistance, peer-to-peer connection, and an ownership of community above and beyond just the idea of a community on the site. I think it matters. D-City and NFTSR are in bed together. Absolutely. Hey, Migs. Absolutely. D-City is a great example. Somebody who has no idea about NFTs might jump into the D-City auction and be like, cool piece of art, man. And somebody will be like, dude, you can actually collect that. Or whatever the case may be. All of these things matter. Now, with that being said, I think people are getting a little bit bored, and we've actually blown through an hour of the show already. So let me change tack a little bit, unless you guys have some more questions, comments about the hard fork, about the idea of, this sort of crazy idea of connection. Maybe you want to tell Crim that Powered by Hive is trash and you hate it and she's dumb and you never want to hear from her again. Hi, Breeze! Oh, I hope you're doing well. I've missed you. So you're welcome to all of those things. I'm Crimsonclad, by the way. This is Cyberbuzz Radio. We often talk about the Hive blockchain, but often we talk about disruptive technology, retro future. We listen to some fun synthwave music. Some days we just shoot the shit and hang out. Next week is Halloween. So we're going to be doing a Halloween. We're going to be doing a Halloween show. And what that means is we're going to listen to a bunch of like dark wave and like Halloween inspired music. And I haven't really 100% decided what we're going to do to party, but it's going to be a thoroughly unserious show. So I'm hoping you guys will hang out. Now I see a DM from Coin in the background. I am going to find some music for you guys and see if I can get him set up. And then we will come back and let's just see here. We will come back and we will continue along with the show today for the second half. I am going to play... I want to play this Evil Dark track, but I'm going to save this till next week. What haven't I played for a while? We haven't done the Midnight for a while. I'm going to play you guys a track from the Midnight called Deep Blue. My name is Crimsonclad. This is Cyberbuzz Radio. Wherever you may be watching, this is made possible by MSP Waves. You can go to mspwaves.com. You can check out the full schedule because if you hate me, we have lots of other cool stuff. And I'm going to talk to you guys about a cool new subscribe feature after this too. Here's some music. I'll be right back.
I wasn't looking for action, just some distraction, just a little weeknight, booth in the back. I wasn't looking for romance, just a quick slow dance, and the off chance that an off night and a side glance might lead me to the wrong hands. I wasn't looking for you. I wasn't after forever, just for whatever. I was one of the dark hearts who thought that they'd never truly be open. But this is an explosion of star-crossed and blood-rushed and head-tossed and cheeks blushed and weeks lost. I wasn't looking for you. Said I never felt my heart like this. She said I never felt my body. I always thought the point of love was just to keep from falling to the deep blue, falling to the deep blue. looking for devotion, just cheap emotion. But I found love like an ocean. On my second whiskey, your eyes try to miss me. They lost control, I didn't know I had a soul until the moment you kissed me. I wasn't looking for you. I said I never felt my heart like this. She said I've never felt my body. I always thought the point of love was just to keep from falling into the deep blue, the deep blue. Falling into the deep blue, the deep blue. I wasn't looking for action, just some distraction, just a little weeknight, booth in the back. I wasn't looking for romance, just a quick slow dance, and the off chance that an off night and a side glance might lead me to the wrong hands.
All right, there you go. A little bit of Midnight, some sexy, sexy saxophone that immediately triggered Fox and anybody else who hates my music, which is, you know what? That's not why you're here, right? That's not why you're here. You're here to come hang out and chat and maybe dance a little. So Coin got back to me. Coin got back to me, and the only thing he typed was, oof. So I'm guessing we're going to push off till next week. I'm thinking he's probably having a hard time. So, hey, welcome. I get people who are jumping around all over the place, who are hanging out in one view or one part of the chat or another. And if you are still watching, I'm glad to have you. And we can talk about whatever you want for the rest of the show. So the start of the show, we were talking a little bit about inter-blockchain operability. We were talking a little bit about, can we talk about some of the things that make Hive useful and why we as an ecosystem shouldn't be ignoring each other. And we certainly shouldn't be ignoring PayPal. We talked about some of the benefits and some of the cons behind PayPal. And that was dry and boring and too Hivey. So I want to quickly throw out there, if you have any questions or comments, stuff about Hard Fork 24, stuff about Hive in general that you want to talk about, now's a good time. But if not, I actually wanted to show you guys completely something unrelated, but in the VR realm where, yeah, you know, the new Oculus Quest, the smaller one, the Quest 2, is out now. And it certainly... Oh, hey, Viking Adventure. Good to see you, man. It certainly is this fascinating little cheaper, easier, more accessible entrance into the VR realm. Now, we talked a little bit a couple weeks ago about how Facebook taking over one of the most sort of well-known VR companies has become a little bit Ready Player One. And we discussed that a bit, but forget it. Oh, fair enough. Just have me on while you ride home. That's good. I will try to be entertaining in the background. We were talking about blockchain stuff, but we've moved on. Unless anybody else has a topic that they want to hit, we've moved on. I saw this morning, and I'm wondering if any of you guys have been. Probably not, since this whole pandemic bullshit started. Have you ever been to a VR entertainment center? Now, there is one here in Vancouver that I went to go do before everything shut down. And it was God, this is nerdy, and I don't know if I've told you guys about this or not. It was a Star Trek VR entertainment center. And so one of the things that is so effective about VR in terms of building an experience is if it's immersive. We've talked about this before on the show, and some of you guys have played, some of you guys haven't. It's whatever. But it's immersive. Think about it. It actually envelops your whole sight. You can't just close your eyes. When you turn your head, when you move around, you're in what is a 3D environment. And so what that means is immersion is really, really, really effective. And yeah, Justin Ashby is talking about situational awareness. So one of the things that you do lose, because your vision is so important, is the sort of sense of where you are. It's very easy. It's very easy to get lost in it. Now, Viking Venture is talking about Star Trek Bridge Crew. I actually have this game, and one day I should play it for you guys. Star Trek Bridge Crew is one of the most hilariously good bad games in VR that exists. You have to picture, you put on your little thing, you can pick which season, which ship, which aspect of Star Trek you want to play, and then you literally have a console in front of you and you just press buttons. And your hands are going like this because the hand tracking is really bad. So they're like around on the end of your arms. Your legs are jittering around in the chair. If you're playing it with friends, it is the dumbest thing. You will never get anything done. You will crash every ship. You will liquefy every person that you put in the transporter. You will fail everything because you guys will just be sitting there trying to thumbs up and pick your nose and whatever across the bridge at each other because it's multiplayer. And so yeah, there is that. And it's hilarious. And even though it looks like shit and it is this juddery, stuttery, confusing, hilariously bad mess, it's really immersive. It's really immersive. But the reason that I bring this up is there's this growing space for VR entertainment where it takes advantage of actual physical space as well. And so the reason I bring this up is because they did this one here in Vancouver. They gave you a little gun, but it wasn't just that you were moving around and flying through space and whatever in this VR. They had, little things that sprayed water on you. They had, fans to make the wind when you're standing at the edge of a precipice. And you start combining all of these different sensory inputs with what your eyes are seeing through the headset. And it becomes really, really difficult to separate what's real from what's fake, even knowing that you're wearing a headset. It's incredibly immersive. And when you think of that kind of entertainment versus, say, a movie or whatever, it becomes really fascinating. So why do I bring this up? It's because I saw an article today about something very specific and kind of Halloween-y. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I'm curious to know if you would go. There's a location-based VR escape room. So how many of you guys have done escape rooms before? You know the premise, right? You go to a little room, they have it kitted out like a cabin or a hospital or whatever, and they lock you in and you have to find clues and get yourself out. And escape rooms became really popular. You'd take a group of friends, some of them have jump scares involved. And a lot of escape rooms sort of took on this quasi-horror feel. They're not just puzzles anymore, but they become these slightly scary, foreboding, haunted asylum, zombie attack. And so escape rooms have become something that we think of as kind of a Halloween thing, like escaping from the haunted house. Like they're very impactful at playing on dread and foreboding and horror. So if you've done escape rooms before, one of the only things that makes you lose immersion is if the escape room isn't kitted out that well. Here's a fascinating and terrifying potential. You've never passed one Viking adventure? We should go. Let's get locked in an escape room. I have gotten out twice. I've gone 2 times and I've gotten out twice. But it's only because I had a ton of really intelligent friends. That's the only reason. But so the reason that I bring this up is imagine this in VR. Picture this in VR. What if you paired a physical location, a room that you can move around in, but all of a sudden, lighting, sound, the idea, breeze, oh, I knew it was coming. Imagine for a second, would you do this? we were talking a little bit about last week was potentially me getting a VR horror game and then playing next week for Halloween and you guys watching me. And I'm like, I don't want to pee my pants on the stream. But I mean, would you do this? This is crazy. This is crazy in that you could create an escape room out of almost any situation. And horror in VR is very effective. True darkness, really immersive sound, and the ability to create people, situations, characters, atmospheres, moods that do not exist and that may not be possible in real life. You can cram it into VR. Now, pair that with the idea of an escape room. Would you guys do it? Because I don't think I would do it, in all honesty. I'm curious to know what you think. Would you do this? Because this looks fucking terrifying. Absolutely horrible. So I'm curious. I'm curious to know if you would try it. I know a lot of people on this show, hand in hand. I just want to put it out there, you guys. Coin was partying till 6 a.m. So he's like, next week it is. I think Coin's not feeling so hot right now. Yo, Migs. So yeah, I mean, this is a fascinating kind of thing. And it is interesting that VR is so effectual here. And I thought, my God, it's one thing to do it here on stream for all of you guys and like to turn our Halloween show into something dorky, but can you imagine doing it in real life? And one of the other things that you also can do with VR is everybody can put on a headset and interact in the same environment, which is interesting as well. I don't know if I could, I don't know if I could do it. I'm curious. All right. So it looks like I've lost like half the chat. So I'm going to quickly put on some more music. We're going to listen to some more fun synthwave. We'll come back and I will see if there's anything that you guys specifically want to talk about. And if not, then I'm going to continue on this path of let's plan the Halloween show. Because of course I cleared my plate for an interview or, a chat today with a game developer on Hive, and we're not doing that anymore. All right. So let's take a brew. Let's find some good music. What haven't I played for you guys in a while? I want to play something fun. Let's see. I am going to do. Actually, no. I'm gonna play something by Makeup and Vanity Set that I really like, called Hand in Hand. It's got some lyrics, more singing for you guys, but no sexy saxophone. My name is Crimsonclad. This is Cyberbuzz Radio. I'm here every Saturday. We talk about future tech. We talk about blockchain and crypto. We talk about Hive a lot, but also we play some synthwave and we had a lot of fun. And next week it's Halloween. So we'll invite Coin on. We'll talk a little bit more about his game. And theoretically, we should do something Halloween-y together. It's going to be the day of Halloween. Let's plan something. I don't know. Not a VR escape room. Don't want to pee my pants. I don't want to go over diapers again on today's show like we did last week.
Of who I am, I'm made up.
right, there you go. And not a super bouncy, upbeat synth track, but still a beautiful one that I don't get to play all the time. And if you're hearing buzzing, it's about a bunch of my friends right now who are like, let's go play zombies! Oh, let me tell them to shut up. So hey, welcome to Cyberbuzz Radio. My planned entertainment today fell through a little bit, but we've been having some good chat with each other about. I gotta take these off here. No, I'll leave them on. We've been having some good chat about the entry of PayPal into the crypto space. We have been talking a little bit. You're still listening and driving. Good man, Uncle Bonehead. Good man. We talked about the entry of PayPal into the crypto space. We talked a little bit about Uncle Bonehead has you blocked. Qua, you're a disaster, man. We talked a little bit about inter-blockchain operability and sort of why it matters that we kind of want to be able to start drawing people through and around and out of the rest of the ecosystem and showing them all of the cool things that are powered by Hive. And then, of course, we talked a little bit about what does powered by Hive mean? Is it a good idea? How can we kind of push people towards it? What does that look like in terms of the way that we interact with either our marketing or whatever? So now, with that being said, I do owe a drink. I do owe a drink. I think Mariano got a level up in chat there. So thank God for that, because I've been dry this whole show. Which sounds rude, but so what? And we do still need to plan the Halloween show if we can. So let's see. Everybody's talking about Bonehead show later on. Fair enough. Yes, they are doing a naughty NFT giveaway. So if you want to come hang out, Loud and Proud with Uncle Bonehead and Johnny Gearjammer is another super fun show. They're a bunch of fucking truckers. And then they just talk about trucker stuff. And it's hilarious and inappropriate. And everybody knows that I am fairly inappropriate. But if you want to continue along and enjoy some more terrible mouths and hilariously bad fun content, then there you guys, man. And Mad Libs. They do Mad Libs, which I have to say, I think I should have gone the Mad Libs route instead of Crimrotica. It's way more funny. So if you want to do live Mad Libs with some people who pretty much will put penis or nipples in every single Mad Lib, come hang out. Now, with all that being said, one of the other things that we're going to be doing later this week is on Full Force Radio. I'm going to be hosting a live murder mystery game, which I fully suspect will crash and burn in the most delightful and entertaining sort of way. And yeah, Lax is saying I should use that WordPress plugin to pump my blogs to my website too and add a Powered by Live logo. Do it! Do it! Steam Press has been rebranded as XP.io, EXXP.io. And it's looking good. It's better than ever. And if you are a content creator that has been using that plugin or one of the other sort of cool interfaces, we can talk about those too. So let me take my shot quickly. Let me get the alcohol into my system that I need to deal with you fucks, and then we'll continue. There we go. Okay. So, people are asking, Jesus. I like to sip my bourbon. Taking shots on this show it's a lot. Meanwhile, the dog is still asleep. Everybody always asks how my dog is doing. Murphy. Hey. There's Murphy. He's here. He's good. Hi. Hello. Hello. Okay. So, yeah, we could also choose when our next newbie night is because we haven't done one in a while. And certainly I keep promising that we're going to do a newbie night, and it got pushed off because the hard fork kept getting moved. I was thinking of maybe doing an art-centric newbie night or a game-centric newbie night. So if you guys want, we can collect up a time that'll work. Yay! Shadows Pub, did you order them? She's got those molasses kisses. And actually it's quite funny because of after that chat last week where Kitty Girl gave us all those links, both of both of the links that Kitty Girl shared last week sold out and you can't get them anymore. So I drove around. British Columbia. I drove around the GVRD, Metro Vancouver, looking for these things. And I bought a fuckload and I'm sending a bunch of bags out. So yeah, I'll send one to Solo. Jason's getting one. Marco is getting one. I am sending a bag to Serbia. And Lax is getting a bunch as noisemakers in the package full of booze that I'm sending. So that's really excited. I'm going to send a bunch of you guys molasses kisses. So there you go. I'm very excited. Halloween continues. We got on this topic last week because we were talking. I got a little ranty. I was talking about my mother and how, come hell or high water, she refuses to not give out candy. She doesn't care that she's immunocompromised. She doesn't care that technically she's in an incredibly at-risk group for COVID. She's like, fuck it, I'm giving out candy. So last week we were talking about how people are creating these tubes to be candy chutes that they can like fucking throw candy down at children. And, that's continuing. And it led us onto the topic of conversation of parents digging through their children's candy bags to keep them safe. But what it actually is so that they can dig out all their favorite candy. And amazing. Yes, fling candy at children. Qua, you were here. You were obviously fake newsing. The idea is you take a long tube or a pipe and you create a candy chute out of it. So you could just throw fucking candy down the pipe and it's right into the kid's bag or bucket or pillowcase or whatever. A candy catapult would be amazing. And she did actually, she was like, can you get a t-shirt cannon? I'm like, Ma, your driveway is 10 feet long or 12 feet long. You're gonna fucking rock a kid in the face with a candy bar? Jesus Christ. Yeah, exactly, alien, honey. My mom's talking about getting this t-shirt cannon full of candy. And I'm like, you're actually going to punch a hole in a child's head with a Snickers. You can't do this. It's not gonna work. Justin's like, yeah, the little fuckers will never come back. It's true. But if her goal is to continue giving out Halloween candy, it's not going to work. This is not going to be, it's not going to work. So I think we settled on the sort of middle ground of a Halloween shoot. And she hasn't updated me. So she's either still working on it or she's given up and she's just going to hand it directly to them. I haven't 100% figured out yet. But so for next week, what do we want to do? It's a Halloween show, and it's going to be on Halloween. Uncle Bonehead and the show in the evening is going to be doing a live ghost stories. Hey, El Gecko! And there's lots going on. So what do we want to do for this show? I can go out and I can find us some dorky, spooky things to do. I don't want to do VR, but I'm willing to look into potentially a spooky VR thing. Or we can just do a regular show, but that seems dumb and silly. And it would be a very missed opportunity for those of you who will be right in the middle. Breathe heavily while you expose yourself. Cool. Bad ideas 101. Don't do that while handing out Don't do that while handing out candy. Don't do that in general, honestly. Highly recommended to just skip that whole step. Can we do a spooky crim erotica? I guess so. I put my eyes in. Breeze is not allowed to have chloroform anymore because apparently Halloween's not a thing where she lives. So it turns out her giving candy to children is just a big red flag. Group games of some sort, drinking ones, obviously. Fair. You know, we've talked about this in the past, but I don't know if this is something that maybe the last 15, 20 minutes of the show or whatever could be something to do with like Jackbox games. I don't know if you guys have ever played that. It's group internet connected gaming, kind of little short party games, a little bit like, does anybody remember the old WarioWares? Did anybody else have a Wii? Maybe not. It's ridiculous. But so lots of options like that. We could do a whole Jackbox party and I could stream the results with people jumping in and out from the chat. We could play together. We could add that to the show every week. That might be fun. There are lots of possibilities. I'm starting to feel fuzzy. That happens. I should sing Marilyn Monroe, Happy Halloween to you, all breathy and sexy. Yeah, maybe, possibly. That'll never come back to haunt me ever, right? Oh, Lord. Oh, goodness. Okay, so let's continue on. Let's continue on before this goes a little too sideways, a little too shit sideways. I was tempted to play Spooky Scary Skeletons again, but I'm not going to. I'm going to play one more track just because in the last couple of weeks we've played almost no synthwave. And then when we come back, we were talking a little bit about horror movies in general, and I am looking for at least one more horror movie to watch this weekend. So I'm going to want your guys' suggestions. I'm going to share with you what I've been watching about, and then we'll go from there. And if you guys have thoughts on that whole Powered by Hive thing, please let me know, because I'm thinking about either making a video or trying to draw some people in and spend a little more time thinking about this and how we, as users of services around the platform and lovers of crypto, can start sort of changing the mindset on what really matters when it comes to our keys, our crypto, our identity, our ability, and kind of really hammering that home and letting more people discover that a key to your funds in crypto could actually be a key to a whole new ecosystem. So let me do some music. Let's see what I got. Let us do... Who haven't I played for you guys in a while? Let's do... I haven't played Muscle in a while. I'm going to play a track called Feel the Steel. It is the quintessential, like, 1980s, like, sound. And what is that? Do you guys remember was it the aerobics championship? What was that whole thing in the 80s where everybody ended up doing the, like, coordinated dance-off that was actually, like, a competition? Was that the aerobics... Was that the aerobics championship? I should play that, where they're all, like, doing the 1980s aerobic workout in their, like, spandex leotards, and there's women and men, and it's just the most 80s things that you will ever fucking see. No, not line dancing. Shadows Pub. I gotta find I'm pretty sure it's, like, the aerobics championship, and they're all just throwing it down, and it's... I'm gonna try and find it. Give me a minute. But let's do some music first. Here's Muscle, Feel the Steel. My name is Crimsonclad. This is Cyberbuzz Radio. I think you could tell we're in that period of time where I had a plan. And now I'm reaching. I'm grasping at straws. It is the magic of live radio, but hey, whatever. You know what? It's fine. Feel the steel. All right. There we go, friendos. So a little bit of Muscle. It's off an album called The Pump. Oh, gosh. Ah, good boys. So many good boys. So, hey, welcome to Cyberbuzz Radio. If you're hanging out with us, this week we have been talking about all sorts of interconnected ecosystems across the blockchain. Talking a little bit about Hive. We've been enjoying some actual synthwave this week because I haven't played a lot of music in the last couple shows. And now we are basically running into the time that I originally had set aside for an interview that isn't happening. So that stinks. But one of the things that we are kind of mentioning and talking about in terms of Halloween show, and potentially something we do every week on the show, would be playing some Jackbox games together, or something potentially in the same sort of wheelhouse. So I don't know if anybody's interested in that, but I think we could have some real fun with it. Now, if you've never checked out Jackbox games before, let me show you. Let me show you where to find that. Here it is. And what it is you basically create a private room and you create your name and then you play. Now, there's a bunch of different party packs. There's a bunch of different games available. This is something that I could definitely set up. I would be happy to do this, and we could probably have a lot of fun with this. But here, let me get the actual game website set up, and you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. So let's just see. Does anybody actually do this already? Because if not, then it might be something that we can set up over time. But if you know of another sort of in-browser game, or you know of another service, let's say, that has evolved because of the pandemic, which, it's great for streamers like me. It's great for people that want to bring people together. Specifically because everyone's having to do this. Everybody's communicating via their webcam. Everybody's being forced to do remote entertainment. Among Us, Phantasmagoria. Okay, so yeah, Among Us, I haven't actually been playing yet. Have you guys been playing Among Us? I know that Marky's a big fan. But to me, we talked a little bit about this on Thursday night. Among Us is essentially Clue for the new age. That's what it is. It's Clue cartoon in space. And it's no surprise that it's taken off, because we are all backstabby bastards who 100% are willing to fuck someone else over to win a meaningless round of internet cool points. 100%. That is the pinnacle of human creation right there. That's essentially exactly what we all want to do at all times. Oh, Lord. Okay, so it is shockingly quiet in chat. Shockingly quiet. So I suspect that people are doing their own thing, hanging out, just listening to me in the background, which is A-okay. But it means that when I am looking for stuff to talk to you guys about, it kind of stinks that we've moved and we've mowed through all of my topics. So, on that note, Julia, on that note, I wanted to reach out one more time, and I wanted to kind of ask you guys, knowing that you are some of the most connected people in the Hive ecosystem. Yeah, no, it's no problem. I'm not shaming anyone who is not chatting. The reality is sometimes it's just cool to put some background noise on and chill out to the sound of me flailing awkwardly on a live stream. Hopefully that's a valuable service to you. But I do want to kind of put this out there, because one of the things that I've discovered this week is certainly that a lot of people are still having trouble in the ecosystem. Yeah, I always shame you, Kwa. Always. Because you show up to every show and you talk about how much you love it and how it's the best show on the waves and da-da-da, and then you just turn it off and go do other stuff. But I don't care. I actually think that's very valuable. It is hard to be an active audience member in the same way that it's hard to be an active live streamer. But the difference is the live streamer has to do it. You chose this. This is on you. A listener can be like, nah. And that's allowed. So you guys have the excuse. I do not. I have to be entertaining all the time. He's crying gently. Just so gently. But that's also part of it too, is I love shaming you guys. I've loved getting to know you, and I love making fun of you. You do it to me, so just expect to get it back. But here's the question, because I have a lot of you and many of you are connected in the ecosystem. One thing that I will put out there that I have noticed over the course of this last hard fork is, obviously there are a lot of devs who went through a period of breaking beyond 100% of the time. I'm working on it. I told you I'm going to start trying to stream games and stuff. I might even actually stream a little bit of zombies. I haven't actually even played any of the new zombie mode or some of the other modes for Modern Warfare. I might do that later today. I don't know. We'll see. But listen, I have a real ask. One of the things that obviously happened because of this hard fork and that we touched on at length last week was that a lot of services broke. A lot of developers running scripts or building games or whatever were really confused by the API changes, were really problematic in general. And a lot of things broke. And I've spent the last couple weeks doing dev outreach. And earlier yesterday, I got in touch with somebody who was super dejected. Yeah, I know it works for you, Gandalf, but you're a wizard. It's fine. But there are many devs who, let's face it, we didn't do a great job of supporting them. And that's not to say that the work around the hard fork was done poorly. Not at all. But we didn't do a great job of connecting people who aren't in the know like us to the information they needed to just have a really smooth hard fork. We didn't do a good job of that part. And that's fine. That's okay. You can recognize a place where you need to improve and not shit on all of your achievements coming up to that point. But so talking yesterday with a dev who built a game on Hive shortly before the hard fork and who was already really dejected because of some stuff with his developers. And then the hard fork came along and just broke his game. And he was ready to just give up. And I've been talking with him over the day, and we're going to get it back on track. And he's a good dude, and he's a great community member, and his game was really fun. And we're going to get him sorted. So my big appeal to you guys here, because we do still have a lot of people listening, and many, yeah, exactly. Wow, Qua, how did you know that? That's exactly it. Pigarix. I didn't want to throw the guy under the bus, because he's been having a hard fucking time. We're going to get him sorted. We're going to do it. We are going to get him set up, and we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. So you tried his game last night. Well, then don't worry, Qua. We're going to work through it. So this is a big thing that I want to take on this week too, and I would love your guys' help. If you see a game, see a service, if you find somebody who's still broken, let me know. I will reach out to them. I will find someone else to reach out to them. Tell me if you see any of this, and I will happily try and help. This is one of the big things that we need in our ecosystem right now. So if you see a game, a service, a site, whatever that's broken, if you see somebody broken, let me know and I'll reach out. You broke him. Quad, no, the game's been broken the whole time and he was thinking about just giving up entirely. So I reached out to him yesterday and we're going to fix him. My God. What the fuck? What the fuck? Ah, God, I'm trying to help. This never try to help. This is what I've learned. Never fucking try to help, because you'll get blamed for everything and everyone hates you all the time and nothing good can come of it. And you'll ignore all your own work and all your own achievements and you'll just get shit on forever for everything. Don't do it. Don't be nice. Don't help. Don't care about your community. Don't care about your ecosystem. Definitely don't try to rise all boats on the tide. It's a mistake. It's an absolute mistake. Good Lord. So let's whatever. There's no listeners left anyways. Let me find some more music and and I'll just reevaluate my entire life live on stream. God. Here you go. Here's a great track by Essinger and Pilot called Off World. My name is Crimsonclad. Hey, You know, if you're jumping out or you're just desperate to leave or whatever the case may be, if you hate me, I have great news for you. In less than 20 minutes, Agro will be up and it'll be a different DJ with a different show talking about different cool stuff that everybody likes. So you jump in for that or go to mspwaves.com. You'll see the full schedule. We have DJs every day that are doing cool stuff that aren't me. Who won't break all your favorite things, who won't crush your soul and your hopes and your dreams, and make you miserable forever. So go check that out. If, by some crazy circumstance, you'd actually like to hang out with me each week, in the Discord chat, you can type the command subscribe. It looks like this. Subscribe. And if you do this, you will be subscribed to the show that is currently on, i.e. me. And you'll get a notification in Discord each time it happens. It's a very cool command. It makes it super easy. But given that nobody's actually listening to me anymore and I've made everyone miserable with my terrible, shitty fucking shows, I'll get you some music instead. Uno momento, por favor. I promised you what? Some Messenger? Let's do that. Cyberbuzz.
From the damage, every entranceway destroyed, floating empty in the void, far enough to vanish. Will I find a place to start, or will I sink into the dark?
All right, there we go. So, hey, It's Cyberbuzz. Let me flip back to the right screen. There you go. It's been a heck of a day. I will say I didn't expect to get to this part in the show and not have any plans. And that always sucks because then I'm kind of rolling off what comes out of chat and people start flooding out because it's not entertaining. And it starts a giant toilet ball of suck for the end of the show. But it is what it is. Migs is saying you're one of the worst chatters alive. Nah, man. Nah, you're having some dancing emojis while the songs are on. That's all that matters. I always appreciate the people who come to hang out. I certainly have learned a lot about being a live streamer and trying to entertain on the fly. What is everybody talking about? Hold on. Let's not forget Bitcoin broke its 52-week high last week. Yeah, that's true. We've had the highest prices in over a year. That's absolutely right. I mean, I think that this is what we want to see, that slow march where we're constantly testing each level, but we're not having the same kinds of backslides that we have in the past. And you know what? Let's be realistic. We probably will. But the crypto space is exciting right now. Every little sort of grind that we make up the hill, we slide back a little bit less. And it matters. It absolutely matters. I would rather see that than insane parabolic growth all the time, because that's not sustainable. But when you climb hard and it is difficult and you don't give up those little bits of ground and it takes you a while, you plant yourself more solidly at each level. And we're absolutely seeing that with Bitcoin. And we're going to keep seeing it with Bitcoin. The reality is it's momentum is there now. And it's not the kind of momentum we think of when we think of sort of FUD and FOMO and pumps and dumps, but the momentum is that people are recognizing that Bitcoin is a way to opt out of the financial system as it exists now, or at least to have more control than you have over your own bank accounts. It is a way to really start chasing self-sovereignty. It is a way to accept personal responsibility, but also to say, you guys go ahead and do what you're going to do. I am going to do my best to protect myself in a form of hard money that I know that I can take with me globally anywhere that the government can't touch. Not in the way that we think of it. At the end of the day, if I want to send you as a person, directly me to you, coin from my wallet to your wallet, we can both run nodes and we can do that. We can exchange that value without any middleman whatsoever. And that fucking matters. It absolutely matters in today's world. So, you know, I'm happy with the progress that we're making, and I'm okay with the fact that this march is slow because I feel like it's sustainable. But I mean, I am not a trader. I am not a chart analyst. I am just someone who knows and loves the potential of this technology, and I'm inspired by the things that it inspires in humans. Some people use it for bad stuff, but the innovation around it and the ability around it and all of the good and bad that comes with it is the entire reason that I'm so interested in these topics that we talk about every week here. So for me, I'm fine with it. Lax is asking, how many years are those contacts good for? Oh, are you talking about my big sclera ones? They're really not supposed to be good for more than a year or so. The pair that I have now, I have had for about a year. It'll be time to order some new ones pretty quickly. I don't wear them that often, but I also don't want to fuck with my eyesight. You guys, we don't get that much. We don't get that many chances with our eyesight. Certainly, are they expensive? No, because I got them direct from like China, from the manufacturer. It's a really weird site. It's called Pinky Paradise. So put it in there, which sounds absolutely rude, but it's the reason that it's a really good option is it's huge because its market is anime cosplayers. And so they do, yeah, exactly. Pink Eye Paradise. I know, it sounds like pink eye, which is not what you want when you're selling contact lenses. But it's actually a huge site, huge service. It's been around for forever. And the quality on them is amazing, I will say. And I got them on sale. I had them shipped to my door for like $80-ish. So that, if you consider what it costs you, and they're prescription, by the way, they are my prescription. I don't have to wear glasses with them. To get just regular contact lenses, that's pretty insane. That's pretty insane. And I will say, they're very cool. So here, actually, look they're on sale right now, $59.99. These are the ones exactly that I have. Here you go. Not financial advice, but there they are, right there. And I will say, they're fucking fascinating and really good, and I really, really like them. So there you go. But yeah, this is a whole industry that I did not recognize existed. It's basically contact lenses for cosplay, and it's bananas. It is bananas how absolutely huge this industry is getting. And I have to admit, I love wearing them because I'm a spooky bitch. Let's be realistic. I mean, even today, I don't know if you're watching the video, what you can see, you can't see, but I'll step back. What you can see is I am wearing merino wool pants, merino wool socks, and a merino wool undershirt. I'm wearing my full base layer. This is what usually goes under my clothes when I'm out hiking or whatever. It's all my wool base layer because it's fucking cold here today. Now that is that's relative. I live in Vancouver, so I mean Vancouver. Like here, let me show you if I can. Hang on, I'm gonna turn you around 1 second. Oh, do you guys want to see the new monitor? Check it out. I have a new monitor. 1 sec. You guys ready? We're going vlog style here, going off the grid. Here is my new monitor. Check this bad boy out. I gotta back up to show you all of it. There's my new monitor. That is the Samsung G7. So I have it mounted on the wall. Here's my new cool thing. It's great, but it's fucked up all my shit. Now let's look out the window because you guys want to know if it's cold or not. How you bend it. Cute. Let's look out the window. This is what the view is. I'm going to try and show you. This is the view out from behind my computer here. There it is. It looks beautiful, but can you see the wind? Probably not. Shit. Ah! I hope you don't get motion sick. So this is the view out my window. It's an insanely beautiful day here today. Really nice, but it's windy as fuck. Like super fucking windy. And it's cold. It's sunny. There's not a cloud in the sky. Like seriously, look up at the sky. Not one cloud. Great. But the problem becomes, it is so cold. It's so cold. So hang on just a second while I get you reconnected here. And I put you back in your stand. There. So yeah, you can't function on one monitor. Yeah, Marky, this is a 32 inch, and it's pretty big. It's enough. I don't think I need any more than this. When I'm at work, oh Jesus, damn, fall is much more further ahead. You know what? It's funny because for us here, fall is. Sorry, I'm just trying to correct everything now that I took you guys around for a little dance. There we go. Fixed. When I'm at work, when I'm at my office, when I'm coding, I have two monitors. I have two 27s. I have a 27 horizontal and then I have a 27 vertical. And the vertical one is what I actually code on. But in any case, I'm here at home now. I don't really need anything. So this is nice. I'm pretty happy with this monitor. I mean, I don't know. It's fairly pricey. I mean, in Canadian dollars, it's probably like 14 US, but it was about $900 Canadian. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a lot of needs. And this is a big upgrade for me from my small two flat monitors. So this curved one, pretty good. I don't know, pretty immersive. I haven't actually played a single game on it, so I'm going to try and do that today. I'm going to put down all my Hive stuff. I'm going to say fuck the universe, and I'm just going to play video games and enjoy myself. So, yes, you are down below. I am, how much is that in pesos? I don't know, 6 million, maybe? I don't know. Looks great, but the refresh rate is terrible for gaming. Oh, yeah, okay. I was looking at a bunch. This one, the refresh rate is pretty great. I want to say it's 160 hertz, 144 hertz, and 1 millisecond response time. And it is, it's worked really good. It's worked really good. So far, so good. It's a nice monitor, I have to say. I'm impressed. The Samsung monitors are pretty nice. It works. I'm not a pro gamer, so spooky, scary skeletons dance? Question mark. I don't know. All right, so we actually have come to essentially the very last bit of the show. I'm going to play spooky, scary skeletons again. I don't care. I'm going to do it. Every day until Halloween, I'm going to subject you guys to this. It's a banger. It's the best song that ever has existed, and I literally wait every year to be able, oh God, to be able to play this for you. So YouTube, pumpkin dance, every year. It's what's got to be done, and that's what we're gonna do. We are gonna play spooky, scary skeletons. We're gonna come to the end of the show. We are gonna have an unf kind of dance off, and then I'll see you guys. Silver Stagger, you just wandered in. It's literally the end of the show. We're gonna do our last little dance track, and then I will be done before Aggroed comes on. So thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. Sorry about the interview failing. Kind of crappy. Sorry I wasn't as entertaining as usual, but I am here every week, and every week I will attempt to get better and suck a little less, which at the end of the day, it's probably going to take a while with the amount of suck that I encapsulate, but at least we have the spooky, scary skeleton dance man.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek.
We're so sorry, skeletons, you're so misunderstood. You only want to socialize, but I don't think we should.
A spooky, scary skeleton shouts startling, shrilly screams. They'll sneak under sarcophagus and just won't leave you be. Scary skeleton.